Your desire is a foregone conclusion. It's already happened. The key is you realizing that. You are not actually separate from anything that you want. So your goal, whatever it is a foregone conclusion. It's already done. It has already happened. And if you treat your goal in that way and you act from that place, you will see that. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Juliet Cleary. I'm a manifestation coach teaching you how to quantum jump to your highest timeline. And if you resonate with this message, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe and tap that bell icon. If you would like to work together, that information is in the description box below for you, as well as the link to my meditation channel. I also have a free guide on how to quantum jump to a new timeline in 7 days. The link for that is also in the description box. You must treat your goal as a foregone conclusion. You must treat whatever it is that you're saying, I want this thing, as already a done deal, as already set in stone. And it is entirely your decision, your choice to make, to do this, to decide, to see and recognize that it is done, that it has happened. You also have the free will to choose to see the illusion that it isn't done, that it isn't here, that it isn't yours. You are not separate from anything that you want. In fact, you're not really separate from anything, right? Because there is no separation. Time, distance, and separation are illusions of the 3D. You have so much power. Hear this. You have so much power and so much free will that you can choose to believe in the illusion, in the experience of separation and lack. But that is not the truth. The truth is that you are not separate from anything that you want, because you are creation itself. You are all that is. You are not separate. I saw this in my meditation this week. Everything is a dream. This is a dream. This is an illusion. And it's your illusion to play with. Everything outside of you is an illusion. It's all valid, right? And it's important what you're experiencing. The experience itself is real, but the physical reality is an illusion. And you came here knowing that. You chose to come here knowing that. The fact is, and notice that I'm saying fact. The fact is that what you want is done. What you want is yours. What you want is within you already, right here, right now. What are you choosing to do with that knowledge, with that information? So if you play with this and you treat your goal as a foregone conclusion, because it is, but you're now choosing to look at it through that lens of like, this is a done deal. This is an absolute. It is inevitable. It's in place. And you show up to life, or you take action from that knowing, right? Not trying, not pretending, not faking it till you make it. You're showing up from that knowing of this is a done deal. You will manifest what you want. You will see it in your outer reflection. And I'm going to walk you through how to do this. So make sure you watch to the end of the video. Take a moment right here and now to close your eyes. And I want you to see, or even just tap into the feeling if you can't quite see it, but I want you to experience that thing, that reality, that desire, that goal as already happened right now. You are experiencing it in some way. Maybe even just tapping into how that feels and who you are. And now open your eyes. You have literally just experienced what you want, because again, this reality, this experience is illusionary. What you experience within, you are literally experiencing. So now that you've seen it, you've felt it, you have experienced it, it's real. That's in place. You've just tuned into that timeline, into that reality. And now you're going to act from that place. Now you're going to show up from that state of being, that state of knowing. So whatever you're doing, do it from the place of knowing this is a done deal. So I'm going to give you some examples right now so you can apply this to your life. If you are a coach, right, or a YouTuber, a healer, or anything like that, and just say you're wanting to create an online course or a product or a service, approach it as if you know you have hundreds or maybe thousands of people on a wait list waiting for this, asking for this, like excited about this, like it's going to sell out 100%. Create the course, create the product or the service from that energy, from knowing it's a foregone conclusion, it's a done deal, and you're taking the action and even showing up in your content, in your work, in your business, as knowing that you're already successful, as knowing this is the most incredible course or service or product. If you want to write a book, or you have written a book, or you want to be an author, focus on it as if a huge publishing company approached you and said, we want you to write this book. There are thousands of people who are waiting for this. We're going to take care of the marketing. It's going to be a success. We're going to pay you this much, blah, blah, blah. Write the book. Write the book from that energy, or talk about your book, or write another book from that energy, from that state. Because a lot of times we don't take action on things because we don't feel like it'll be successful. So we're taking action from that state of energy, from that state of identity. And often we won't even take action because we're just like, oh, I'm unsure if this is going to work out, or I'm going to get what I want. And then we don't even take the action, which maybe the action itself would propel you forward. If you're an artist, say you're a painter, imagine that someone came up to you and said, I'm going to pay you thousands and thousands of dollars. I want you to create this painting for me, and I'm going to tell my friends about you. I'll send them to your Instagram or to your website or whatever it is. Paint this painting. Paint the painting from that place, from that energy, from that knowing it's a foregone conclusion. You're this powerful. You don't realize. A lot of us are just waiting. We're waiting for something. And it's not even in terms of career, it can be in any area of life. But we're waiting for something to happen. We're waiting to see a little bit of success or signs that people want my artwork, or they want my course, or they want this or whatever, until we actually do it. And it's backwards and it keeps you stuck. If you're an actor, go to your audition as if the director or the casting agents called you in because they want you for this role and they just want to see you in the character, and do your audition from that energy. It's a completely, like when you do this, in whatever situation, when you do this and you show up as this person who knows it's a done deal, doesn't matter if it doesn't show up straight away, doesn't matter how things outside of you seem to look, that's an illusion, that's a reflection of your past. Who cares? You can decide to react to it how you usually have and go back to the old identity, or you can decide to show up as the new person and not react, or react differently. When you take a different action, when you make a different choice, when you take a different turn, you choose something you normally wouldn't choose. You shift timelines in a massive way. It's a huge timeline split. You're now a completely different person on a completely different path. So allow that to unfold for you to see that. If you're starting a business, or you want to start a business, or you want to start your dream career, whatever that is, show up as if you know your success is a done deal. Who cares how many followers that you have or don't have, right? Plus, followers doesn't equal money, okay? There are people who have very little followers and a lot of money. So get rid of the BS stories. Show up in the energy, in the state of being. And again, this is not acting as if or faking it till you make it. It's being that, knowing it's a foregone conclusion. Knowing whatever I do is a success. Knowing that this is already done, let me show up like I actually believe that. Because the way that you act, the way that you react to your life, the way you behave is showing you what you actually believe is true. You want to be an abundant person, you want to attract in more money, then show up to your life like you know it's a done deal. I don't need to know the path right now. It can come to me in expected ways and unexpected ways. But I'm going to show up in my life to the best of my ability like I know it's a done deal. And write this down for yourself. What does it look like? What does my life really look like? What do I look like? Who do I be? How do I show up moment to moment? What choices, what different choices am I making? What changes am I making to simply be that person that actually shows me, yes, I believe it's done? And simply don't try, just show up that way. You want a relationship, right? You want more love in your life. Then show up as that person who knows it's a done deal. It's already happened. How would I be reacting and showing up and acting and behaving and feeling in my life knowing it's already a foregone conclusion? Just say that you met the love of your life yesterday. Who are you today? How do you feel? And again, this is not about pretending. You have, I don't care what excuses you have right now, you have the ability to tap into that feeling, to feel it now, regardless of how things look. You have the ability to behave and be in a way that you want to, no matter how the circumstances seem to look. You have the ability to do this. You're so powerful. You could literally just wake up in the morning and decide, okay, what do I want more of in my life? How do I want to really feel in my life? Maybe it's more excitement, passion, freedom, abundance. And you could focus on that feeling, that state of being, and let it fill your entire body, your entire energy field. And be in that state that you say you really want. You could give it to yourself. So do that. Ooh, this is important. I was going to talk about health, but this goes for everything. If you really know, that you have, I don't want to say changed, but if you really know that you are the person that you want to be, you're showing up in that way. You know that you are a different person. You know that you've changed. You know that it's done. When you know, and really, like, it's not even believe, when you know something is done, you're going to react less to anything that might seem like it's saying it's not done or it's not coming. Any kind of circumstance, like any symptom in your body or any like bills that you're getting and you're like, oh, it's not happening. When you know and you're choosing to know, you're sticking to that conviction that this is in place and this is a foregone conclusion. This has already happened. It's already done. You don't react to those things. You do not react to those things. You react or respond. You respond very differently. So choose to start doing that now. The person who doesn't believe that it's done is still going to react to circumstances and situations in the same way. This is really important. So I want you to look at your life, maybe do this in the next few days, do this in the next week, or even just today, or even look back in the past of how you have reacted to things. So when you've been doing a process and you've been embodying new energy or whatever you've been doing and what you want doesn't show up yet, how do you respond? How do you react? Because it's almost like it's a test from yourself. As Bashar says, if you still react to whatever situation in the same way, you haven't changed. So why would your 3D outer world give you a different reflection? Because you didn't change. You're still the same person who believes the same things. I don't have it, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, it can't be easy, it can't just come to me, whatever it is. If what you want doesn't show up right away and you choose, and it is a choice, even though sometimes it can feel like it's automatic. Once you're aware of it, it's a choice. So if what you want doesn't show up right away and you notice that and you label it, you define it as a bad thing, as a negative thing, and you react with maybe disappointment or frustration or despair, that shows you that you don't believe it's done. But someone who's, for the most part, no matter what's coming through, no matter how many negative thoughts or doubts or whatever, is sticking to that conviction knowing it's done, they're going to react differently, or they're not going to react. And it comes down to you deciding for yourself, do I want to continue to do the same things and make the same choices and be the same person, therefore have the same kind of circumstances? Or do I just want to choose differently? Like, do I just want to do this a little bit differently from here on because what I have been doing hasn't been working? It's just, it's just a cycle. And it's not trying to make it yourself try to believe and convince yourself that it's happened in the 3D and all this stuff. It's just understanding how reality works and that it's really an illusion. You've experienced it within, you've seen it within, you've felt it, it's real, it's done. Trust in that. Know that it's done. Stick to that conviction. It's got nothing to do with the current 3D. That's an old reflection. Nothing to do with that. Doesn't matter how that looks. It's who you're being now. It's what you're choosing now. It's what you have decided is done or is not done now. It's what you're deciding is real or not real and not happening now. And in terms of taking action, because I get this question a lot and there is so much confusion. Like, if I take action, then I'm trying to make it happen and it's not done. No, you're in a physical reality. We're always going to be taking some form of action. But here's how I want you to think about action. You're not doing it to try and make something happen. You're experiencing what you want within. You're knowing it's done, it's a foregone conclusion, all this stuff. And so you're getting this ball of momentum going. Just like think of it like a snowball that's just kind of rolling and it keeps building and building. And as it keeps moving along from whatever you're doing, even if it's like inner work, it's getting so big now and it's moving faster. And if you're not, pushing against it and you're moving with that flow, you're going to be pushed and led into this action and that action and doing this and doing that and reaching out to that person and whatever else. So it's like the momentum pushes you from the inner work you've done. That momentum pushes you into all the actions that actually feel more natural. And you taking some action toward something that feels good or better or something you want to do, someone you want to be, habits you want to have is such an important thing. I will tell you that I resisted taking action in my life for so many years, and I would sit in uncomfortable situations, like, circumstances in my life without taking much action and just complaining, right? And if I had actually just taken some action, I would have gotten a better result. But, for beliefs that I held at the time, I would sit in discomfort, probably because I didn't really believe I was deserving or worthy of having what I wanted. And I would just sit in situations, I'm like, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for this to happen. I'm waiting for that to happen. When I could have just taken an action, I could have ended my last relationship way earlier because it was a relationship that had stopped serving me for a while. Although it worked out perfectly for me because I'm exactly where I need and want to be now. I waited for so many things. I waited to start my business for years. Right? And I didn't have to. It's just I got sick of waiting and I did something and here we are, right? And I grew my audience within a very short amount of time. So action is not a bad thing. And so if there are actions you want to take, or you're acting on your passions or acting on your happiness, acting on your excitement, what excites you, or just making choices that are different and feel better, that you don't take because it's out of your comfort zone, but you want to. Take the action. See where it leads you, especially if it feels good to you. And so show up knowing it's a foregone conclusion, knowing this has happened, because it has. It's here, it's now. Don't put it off into the future. It's right here and now. So accept that it is yours. Accept that this is a foregone conclusion. If you got to go within and experience it to remember that, to remind yourself of that, then perfect, do that. If you got to affirm it to really remember that and anchor it in, then do that. So show up from the new identity and start to move with that flow and take those kinds of actions that suggest you are that person. Okay, that is it for this video. If this helped you, let me know by commenting down below, giving this video a thumbs up, sharing it, and subscribing if you haven't already. If you would like my free guide on how to quantum jump in 7 days, it's in the description box below, as well as the link to apply to work with me one-on-one. Thank you for watching and have an amazing day.